Hello, my dear little children. This is Uncle Teddy back to you again. This time with a new title. Oh, I forgot about young teenage girls and young boys. Good morning and good evening to you as well. This session is something about obedience, right? Um, Many children, yeah, be an obedient child. When somebody says, they get kind of confused. What does obedience means? You know, folding your hands and tight-lipped and one finger on your mouth. The kindergarten children will be told by their teachers, yeah, sit down, keep quiet, something like that, finger on your mouth. Is this the way how we treat children even after they grow up, after 10 years, 12 years, teenage boys, teenage girls, getting into college, and sometimes surprisingly, don't tell the secret, even after 22 years, 25 years, parents continue to look the way how they looked at their children when they looked at them at the age of 10. Yeah, sadly. So I recommend strongly, parents, if possible, you also be part of this session, because it's nice to have this open conversation between the child and the parent and Uncle Teddy together. Okay, now time to get into the topic. What does disobedience mean actually? By definition, it goes like this: failure or refusal to obey rules or someone in authority. So that itself is very confusing, because today's world is encouraging free will, right? We need to leave it to the interest of children. Why? Because if we force them, many parents have understood this, but few parents have not. Uh, but by the way, I will come to the children's part a little later. Free will is something like what they are passionate to do, what they are loving to do. We need to allow the children. But children, listen to me. You may be passionate to play football and play cricket only. No, that cannot be the one which will be the future for you. You need to get into some sort of profession. Therefore, you can earn money for your living. You can take care of your family after you get married, and you can take care of your old parents. Your parents may retire, right? And who would take care of them? This is how the human mankind is expected to love one another and take care of one another. You're talking about obedience, disobedience. What is this you're talking? No, I'm coming there exactly. Free will, if at all it is encouraged in the children, half the obedience problem is resolved. Why? Just now read the definition. No, it is somebody empowering you, or someone in authority bossing you, saying do this, do that, and children consistently refusing that, or continuously refusing. No, I don't want to do this. Free will attitude, if we give them that freedom or free will, we will find the difference between these two. So far you are with me, no confusions. Now parents don't look at children, children don't look at parents, both of you look at Uncle Teddy. Okay, because before this conversation ends, only you will start fighting. First of all, listen to the complete session. We will finish in the next 12 to 13 minutes, only 15 minutes. Stick to the session. Okay, now let's have a small study of few questions, right? Always we have this habit of reasoning means what? Questioning ourselves. Therefore many hidden truth will come to light. That is the good way to learn our from our mistakes, right? Or like good way to fix our mistakes. Why do kids disobey their parents? Many reasons, right? It is due to unreasonable parental expectations. What? Again, exactly, I told you, right? Sometimes what the parents do is, if the child scores 80, why not 90? If the child scores 90, why not 95? If the child scores 95, always you should get 100 out of 100. Learn to appreciate your child. And children likewise, don't get so discouraged when somebody says, oh, that kid is scoring 85, why not 80? You can fight against yourself. Children, do not worry about others. Do not get into the habit of comparing. Even if your parents are going to compare, I think these days parents are very mature, they don't compare, but some parents do. You fight marks against yourself. For example, last time you scored 80 marks, this time 81, which is not bad, right? And next time it is going to be 85, 86. Even if it is 1 mark more, you're going to be feeling that, that kind of achievement in your heart and confidence in your heart. But if you get, instead of 80, 79, again, don't keep that long camel face. Don't worry. Okay, next time you can. Who knows? The last time examination was much easier, so you scored 80. This time it's very tough, but still you scored 79, which means what? It's a good score. Like that, You need to analyze the facts. No point getting into all sorts of arguments, right? Sometimes you need to tell the parents also, this is unrealistic, right? Set a realistic expectation. This is not possible. You need to have an open conversation. Okay. um, but sometimes it's related to children's habitual behavior. Why? Because you never educated the child. Yelling at somebody or biting and all that is not good. The temperament thing is not handled, and suddenly the child grew up. It comes to the age of 8 or 10. Then you start, raising your hands, I need help, and you go to doctors, you go to teachers, parents, I'm talking to you. And likewise, children come out of that childhood habits, right? As you grow up, behave like that young boy, behave like the teenage boy, behave like the 10-year-old child. Don't have that kindergarten habits, putting that, the thumb into your mouth and doing doing all that, right? You will only feel so kiddish about it, right? Come out of it, right? And your parents are not your enemies. Your parents are your best friends. In fact, most of the parents are very friendly these days. Don't you think so? Yeah. So what? So according to the child, what does the if you're a child, I mean you're a child or a teenager, what does disobedience mean to yourself, right? You deliberately do not want to obey somebody's rule. See, this world doesn't like controlling. Somebody controls us, even at school, college, office, anywhere. That controlling thing, right? It is not good. Dictations. Why are you sitting? Stand up. Why are you standing up? Sit down. Why are you wearing this color trousers? Change it. That why, how, and what, these questions will keep irritating people. And parents, you are asking too many why, how, what. Or children, never always assume that why, how, what is bad, right? Questions are good, but if you don't like certain questions, convey it with a positive tone, with a mellowing tone, with a soft answer to your parents saying, I'm not liking this. You asking every time questions. Give some freedom to me. You can always have that conversation with your parent. Okay, good. So far so good. Okay. Now some children, especially who have been brought up in the Pentecostal environment, too much of Bible studies and all, they have this kind of godly fear in them, which is good. But they tend to ask, is it a sin to disobey my parents? Actually, morally it is wrong, but then disobeying parents for right reasons is not a sin, but for wrong reasons is a sin. Example, you get into the habit of smoking cigarette. Teenage boys, right? You'd love to, as the brain is growing, you become all that hyperactive, excitement, anxiety, and all that. You want to try out many things. That's why evil companionship corrupts good habits. Or stay away from evil companionship. When you notice some mischievous children doing some nonsense, drugs and all that, it's quite common in schools these days. We are seeing in the news, right? Stay away from all of these and ensure that you preserve your dignity, you preserve your character. And if your mama papa finds out and asks, why are you doing this, you say, no, I will do it. That's called as arrogance. That is definitely a sin. Okay. But for example, parents asking unrealistic things, right? Why are you playing now? Don't you know tomorrow exams is there? Of course you can say, that is exactly why I'm playing for 15 minutes to beat my stress, right? I studied too much, it's bad. But in case if you're playing for 4 hours and studying for 1 hour, tomorrow there's a very tough examination, then mama is saying, why are you playing? Then again you give the same response. It is not right. It is not a sin either, but it is not right. Morally you are wrong. You understand? So am I preaching too much? Yeah, this is little serious topic. That's why Uncle Teddy is not cracking jokes these days. Yeah, good that you're not seeing the face of Uncle Teddy. That's why we put certain pictures. I'm sure you can imagine you would have gone through this some or other day in your life. Correct? No? Okay. Now let's move on. Right? What is the difference between freedom and free will? We spoke about giving freedom to children and giving free will into their hands. Now, free will means it's person's natural birthright to make their own decisions and choice, right? Some children love music by birth. They love music. They love dancing. Some children like singing, right? Some people like reading. Some children like playing. That's their free will to make their choice. Freedom is the physical and mental ability to exercise that free will, right? You will have the free will to make that choice as a child, but you won't get the freedom. Why? Because mother will say, My free will is better than your free will, meaning what? My choice is better than your choice. That's called as dictatorship or controlling a child. The child won't grow, the child will get demotivated. But then if a child is picking wrong habits as free will, as I told, for a smoking, alcoholism, or having bad companionship, flirting with girls and etc., going to the clubs and bars and all that nonsense, please get out of that. That means your mother is right, your father is right. It's not your freedom to corrupt your character. Freedom is given, free will is given to improve or improvise, get your character to the next level, right? You grow in your character for constructive purpose, right? You become blessing to yourself and to others. Correct or not? You are all matured children, no? You understand what I'm talking about. This is very serious topic. Why? Because in the name of obedience, disobedience, there are wars happening in at at homes, right? The mother fighting against daughter, daughter fighting against father, father fighting against son. Oh, it will be like a missile from one end, another end. There will be a tanker firing bombs. My goodness, no, this is not healthy for any family. That's why we are talking little more in detail. Okay, now parents and children, both of you have question to Uncle Teddy. You are talking so much today. Tell me a solution. How to fix this problem? Yes, Uncle Teddy always comes with a solution, right? How to resolve this disobedience, free will, freedom problem? Okay, simple. There are 6 or 7 principles or steps which you can follow. First thing is set expectations correctly, reasonably, right? Realistic expectations. You parent know what your children's strengths are, how, what they can achieve, what their interests are. Likewise, children, you also know what you're passionate about, what you're good at, right? Go and set the right expectations. See, in a day I will play for 1 hour, I will play music for 1 hour, I'll study for 2 hours, okay, and I will watch TV for 30 minutes. Nothing wrong. Right? It's your choice. But agree with your mama, agree with your papa. Therefore there are no confusions. It's like a very disciplined way of laying down the expectations in the form of a timetable. Then what happens after some time? Timetable is not necessary because it will become a discipline. It will become like a habitual practice. Early morning, getting up, brushing the teeth, having coffee or having breakfast, and or by bathing first and going to the toilet, and having that order, right? Do you need timetable? Getting up, look at the timetable, brushing tooth, okay, okay, looking at the timetable, having shower, no, 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 right? It is all part of your system. Like that, the obedience thing, discipline thing, free will thing, freedom thing will become part of your what? Daily agenda. You don't need any reminders. You don't need yellings, shoutings, fightings. Okay. Now next thing is, if at all there is disagreement, parents and children should sit together. Maybe there is fight, but after fighting, get to the root of the problem, right? If there is a behavioral issue, for example, you are short tempered child or mother is short tempered, somebody should mediate and get to the root cause of the problem. Else you will have a big issue. This issue will remain unresolved and you will live in war forever. You don't like that, right? I don't like fighting always. I like peace. I like some jolly good things, fun, having fun. Good. Okay. So next thing is, children must listen to the parents first because they're elders. They're more experienced. They have seen situations like this. Even they've come across the childhood. They've come across teenager. They've come across as a professional. They know more than you for sure because they have seen the world enough. Therefore, children, always be humble. Be humble. Listen first. You won't lose anything, no? By listening to your parents, you won't lose 1 year. The years will be there only, right? What is the big ego? What is the big pride? Wow, I won't listen. You will tell the same thing. They're telling the same thing 20 times means there is a reason. No, why can't you sit and think? So children, always be submissive. And when you have an objection, for example, you want to say no, say it with respect. No, I cannot do this. Don't yell it at top of your voice, right? Say, Mama, I cannot do this. I'll explain you the reason. Explain them the reason. When child explains the reason politely, no, any mother's parents' heart will melt. And you know what? The brains that are not working also will start working. Who knows? Your mama is so angry that she is not ready to listen to you. But because why? Because you are yelling at the top of your voice. You scream. No, nobody will like. Do you like if mama screams at you, papa screams at you? Then if you scream, will they like? That is human. What is it? Human nature. Human nature is they don't like yelling. So talk softly. Treat them with respect. Say no with respect. Be humble and listen to them. First of all, listen and then talk. That is a good habit. Okay. And parents are not your enemies. They are your friends. I keep repeating this. They are they take good care of you. They begot you. They gave their best education, best of the schools, best of the extracurriculars, music, sports, best of the dresses, everything they provide. Then why can't you listen to their advice? Why is that your heart is getting so hard? Okay, good. So enough of advice. Now let us see quickly what our Bible is saying. Do you all have children's Bible with you, or KJV, King James Version Bible? That is easy to read. Even a 10-year-old child also can read KJV version. Yeah, Uncle Teddy definitely knows this, so trust me. Ephesians chapter 6, verses 1 and 2. We will read only two verses. Both are in Ephesians chapter 6 only. Verses 1 and 2 first. That is for children. Second is for parents. Children, we will read. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Now, who's saying this is right? I've explained so much. No, you may think Uncle Teddy is talking out of his imaginations. No, no. Uncle Teddy is not talking on his own. God, our Father, is asking Uncle Teddy to talk this way because it is written in Bible. And who wrote Bible? God. With his big hand, big fingers, he wrote it in that small paper, in that small ink. Because he loves us so much, right? That is the only book our Father God has written. So we need to respect that commandment of Father God. Father God is saying, obey your parents in the Lord. That is only right, he says. Honor your father and mother. Second verse, honor your father and mother, which is the first command with a promise. Therefore, you may live long on earth, that that all may go well with you, and that you may have a long life on earth. Verses 1, 2, and 3 for children, Ephesians chapter 6. What it says is you will have a good health. Why? Because you will not fight. No, your stress levels, anxiety, everything will come down. Your body organs will work so nicely, so well. And obedience will give a nice satisfaction in your heart. You won't feel that pain or that kind of thing in your heart. You will go to bed with a peace and a calm mindset. Try it out and see. Try saying, okay, mama, I'll think and tell you. You may say no, but there are different ways of saying no. I will think and tell. Give me 1 day's time. Let me think about it. I understand what your point is, but then please don't shout at me. No, give me some time. Let me think. Mama won't definitely shout at you afterwards. Okay. So these are the characters which you can develop, children. These are all godly characters. And as you grow up as children to teenage to college student to professional, these you will travel through different stages in the next 10 years to 12 years, very important stage of your life. That's why mama papa is so tensed. Why? Because what you learn in this 10 12 years, no, until you are grandpa 80 years old, the same thing will be in your head. That's why they're very careful in preserving your or protecting your character. So don't get your parents wrong. They are doing only good for you. Okay. Ephesians chapter 6 verse 4. This is for your parents. Parents, fathers means mothers also. Fathers and mothers, do not provoke your children to wrath. Instead, bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord, which means don't go and yell at them, force them, and all that. There is a way to convey things to a little child or a teenage boy or an young girl. As they grow up, hormonal changes happens. No, as how you were treating them, beating them, kicking them, peeling their skin at the age of 5 or 10 or whatever, don't treat them. Change your behavioral pattern also to the children as they grow up at different stages of life. Okay, that's enough. I think you all have understood is what I strongly believe. Therefore, say a big thank you to Father God for enabling such sessions. Say thank you for enabling Uncle Teddy to present all of this. Okay, now under that try being obedient, you can see three things. Let's move on. Nobody is perfect. Fly high. Say with me. Let's move on. March forward in life. No one is perfect. No one is perfect. So don't worry. If there is a problem in you, don't worry. Some other person will have some other problem, but you won't have that problem. You're good at that. So why are you feeling bad? No problem. Okay. You can overcome that problem. And what is the next one? Fly high. Like an eagle, you can fly high. But eagle doesn't fly high on its own. Have you seen? Initially, it will flap the wings hard, 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 and then it once it reaches the height, no, then it will glide over the storm. It won't flap the wings. It will use that storm. But to reach that position, you need to really work hard, strive hard like an eagle flapping the wings. That's what we are trying to say in every session. You can overcome. You may be a disobedient child. You may have problems of, angry, being angry, rude and arrogant and all that, but you can overcome. Okay. God bless you all. God bless you, parents. God bless you, teenage boys and girls. God bless you, little children. Stay safe. Stay healthy. We'll meet you soon with the next session. Bye. Take care.